Hello and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jurek, and in a few minutes I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Sean Cable with a look at today's forecast and this week's. We'll start with some state news. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is coming off a town hall meeting in Rochester, drawing more than 1,000 people. Walz calling out the Trump administration on the dismantling of the Department of Education and says Minnesota, along with other states, will fight that in court. He also says he believes Elon Musk's days are numbered in the Trump administration. Further, the governor touched on how the Democratic Party does need to refocus, but that he doesn't have all the answers. He says he has faith in Minnesota voters.
Look, I know it's still strained, but there was a time not that long ago in 2008 we won this congressional district by 33 points. 33 points. We won all 22 counties. God dang, 17 years ago. 17 years ago. And I make the case that we're a little different here, and there's a heritage that's a little different. We even call ourselves a little different.
Meanwhile, ahead of Walz's Rochester Town Hall, we spoke to Republican Congressman Brad Finstad. He represents Minnesota's 1st congressional district, the southern portion of the state, and says if done right, the governor's town hall could have value.
My comment to him would be, well, I hope he comes to Rochester to tell us how we got our state in $6 billion deficit in the future. I would hope he would come to Rochester to tell us what his plan was to get us out of that budget mess that we are in. I would hope he would come and tell people of Rochester why he increased taxes by $10 billion and spent $18 billion of our surplus money.
Finstad says he plans to hold a telephone town hall event in the near future. In some larger news, the IRS is in the headlines today. It's reportedly negotiating a way to coordinate with the Department of Homeland Security to assist with immigration enforcement. Of course, the IRS guards tax filer information for disclosure. Amy Kiley reports working with immigration officials could represent a loosening of those protections.
I have real privacy concerns here.
The IRS and Department of Homeland Security appear closer to finalizing an information sharing agreement. A person familiar with the matter says it would enable ICE to submit names and addresses of people who might be in the U.S. illegally. The source says the IRS could then cross-reference and confirm that information.
The goal of this appears to be speeding up President Trump's deportation effort.
The president's supporters say his immigration policies are what voters want.
You have an administration and a president that is strong in their conviction that they have a mandate from the voters to act, particularly on the issue of illegal immigration.
Critics say involving the IRS could endanger taxpayer privacy. The agency works under laws that usually prohibit the release of personal information.
There is a process in place for a court to look at that and decide whether or not that information should be released.
This legal analyst notes President Donald Trump's attorneys fought in court to keep his own tax records private.
And there was this huge claim that there would be, in fact, that this was some privacy information that shouldn't be let out under federal law. And so that's really the issue here.
Many taxpayers have common names like John Smith. Advocates argue that could cause errors if the IRS worked with ICE.
We're inevitably going to be encroaching on the taxes and the privacy of American citizens.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Time now for a check of your First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Sean Cable. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning and happy Monday. We actually have a pretty nice day coming up today, much better than that cold and blustery day that we had yesterday. We're going to have plenty of sunshine. We're going to get our temperatures back into the upper 40s to low 50s today. And notice that wind. It's not going to be all that windy today, 5 to 15 tops. So we do have some good stuff coming here as we kick off the week. Before we get to stuff, I want to show you this. Wind gusts yesterday, 45 Waseca, Mankato, 47 in St. James, almost 50 in Esterville, 49 was the top wind gust, 43 in New Ulm, 47 in Redwood Falls. So it was a windy day yesterday. That system is getting the heck out of here. We are watching this low. That's the culprit. That is going to continue to push east across the Great Lakes. And as it goes, the wind is going to continue to die down. We've had about a 10 to 20 mile per hour wind, especially from Mankato east this earlier this morning. But that wind is already starting to really back off. And we're going to be 5 to 10, maybe 15 here for a good chunk of the day today. So we are watching another system. This is a cold front, but It's not really that cold. In fact, it's going to be a degree or two warmer tomorrow, but it is going to bring some clouds later this afternoon. You can see right through here. We have a line of clouds that's going to slide east. That cold front's going to push through. It is going to bring a few scattered sprinkles and maybe a heavier shower to some place tomorrow. But overall, it's not going to be a real big deal. Other than that, we're going to see temperatures gradually climbing through the rest of the week. And then we are tracking a system that has the potential to bring a little more rain as we make our way into the upcoming weekend. So that is something else that we are going to be watching very closely as we make our way through the week. Our high temperatures today going to get to around 50 in Mankato, North Mankato, 50 in Waseca, 50 in Albert Lea, Blue Earth around 53, St. James, Windham, New Ulm, Redwood Falls at around 53, Jackson also 53 for a high temperature today. And I tell you, we are keeping an eye on a system that has the potential to bring a little bit of rain here as we make our way into the upcoming weekend. It's still a little early to get specific with everything, but we are watching the chance for a few showers as we make our way through Saturday into Sunday. At this point, I think we are going to be mostly in the form of rain. I think it's going to be too warm for a whole lot of snow, but that's definitely something we're going to keep a close eye on here as we make our way through the week. Today, 50, lots of sunshine. It's going to be warmer, not windy today. The wind will be out of the north at only around 5 to 15. Tonight, 31. Tomorrow, it is going to be partly to mostly cloudy, a few scattered showers, possibly just even sprinkles with a high of 52, so a little warmer. Then on Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 55. And as we take you through the last half of the week, look at that warm-up. 61 on Thursday, 70 on Friday. Some showers possible late Friday as that system moves in. Some rain possible Saturday, and then rain mixed with snow on Sunday. At this point, warm enough for mostly rain with that system, and unfortunately for those of you north, it's going to be mainly along and south of US 14. Something we'll be watching. Stay tuned. We'll have more coming up.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Sean. In the sports world, the NCAA men's hockey tournament field is set, and the Minnesota State University Mankato men's hockey team has a trip to Fargo in the 2025 tourney. For the Mavericks, this marks a return to the tournament after 1 year away. Now they're preparing under second-year head coach Luke Strand. Rob Clark reports.
The Minnesota State men's hockey team knows where it's heading for this year's NCAA tournament after the Mavericks won the CCHA postseason title over St. Thomas. MSU is going to North Dakota for the Fargo Regional as the team is a 4 seed for the tourney, while the Mavericks' first opponent, Western Michigan, is a 1 seed. It's quite the turnaround for an MSU team that only won 18 games a season ago.
I think last year with kind of how things went down, having a chance to win the McNaught in the last weekend and kind of falling short there, and then losing in the conference semifinal to Michigan Tech kind of left a sour taste in our mouth. So coming into this year, we had some extra motivation, and right away from the summer, just getting to know each other and really building that bond, and then growing throughout the entire year to have it play out as it has so far has been special, but we're looking to keep it going.
The Mavericks are one of the hottest teams in the nation heading into the NCAA tournament. MSU's last loss came back on January 31st.
We play with a lot of confidence, and I like the idea of act like you're number one, but train like you're number two. So I think that's a collective energy of we're a lot of humble guys, but we also come to work every day, and we want to go for it. So that's our intention, and yeah, it's really fun to do it with this group of guys.
MSU's first test in the national tournament is a matchup between two of the winningest programs in Division I. There's 57 victories combined between the Mavericks and Broncos. Something will have to give when the two teams play. Western Michigan is the nation's top offense, averaging over 4 goals per game, while Minnesota State features the toughest defense, holding opponents to under 1.5 goals per game.
Western Michigan's a good team. They've got good balance, size. They just won the NCHC. We're just excited. We're excited about, we're the 4 seed, they're the 1, so I'll take that seed every day.
The other teams in the Fargo Regional include Minnesota and UMass on the other side of the bracket. MSU and Western Michigan will hit the ice first on Thursday with puck drop set for 4 in the afternoon.
Thanks for watching this KEYC News Now to go update. Stay with KEYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website. And be sure to download the free KEYC News and Weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.